Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News. Boy, I'm having technical issues because of StreamYard and all the new updates. And I haven't had really a chance to get in there and find out the new updates to where I can make this one a little smoother. So subscribe and hit the like button. And this is Friday, and we have a lot of news. Um, you know, it's it's like martial law, they say. Poland's pro-EU government seizes public news channels. They went ahead and canceled out news broadcasts and shows. Why? Why? Poland's public service television stations went off the air yesterday as police conducted massive raids to seize public news, with fears becoming realized that Prime Minister Donald Tusk would be more quickly to crank down on the press. No more, they say, no more propaganda, truth, and news. Now, it hasn't happened here yet. How many people are truth and news? I mean, I can mention quite a few, like Dan Bongino, his shows. What about, and I don't want to say Mr. Jones, I can't say his first name because you'll know who he is, was spot on. And then, when I watch ABC, NBC, CBS, and the others, all I see is really fake news. So is this what Poland did? We don't know yet. Wow. It's getting real, folks. Getting real. Um, so I want to kind of move on and um, so Democratic congressman suggests this is not the first time. This is, I think, the fifth time now that um, uh, you know um, black voters are too dumb to understand politics. I don't care if you're white. Get out there and tell them no. This is crazy when they want to say that uh, protesters that have it in their heart. Now being said, they're fake news. Wow. Okay. Um, 16 states are on the effort to start removing politicians from um, the ballots. It says four states, Florida, Minnesota, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island, have rejected claims of seeking a Republican front forerunner from being on the ballot. However, 13 others have cases pending and filed the group uh, trying to block Trump. Now, Alaska, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, system, uh, New Mexico, New York, Phyllis, boy, New York, Oregon, South Carolina, Texas, Vermont, Virginia, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. In two other states, Arizona and Michigan, the cases were dismissed by a lower court. And I think this is what we're going to start seeing. Why do they hate our country so much, folks? I'm not sure of that. Because below a wireless would be the Carolinas. And then we see things coming up in uh, Washington, Oregon, and a few other um, ta- uh, uh, um, a few other um, places that they have been able to take over. Why? Why? Is it they hate America so much? They hate our flag so much? They hate our president so much? Um, why don't they just try to fix it, not do away with politicians? Uh, I didn't want to get too long on this because I got a lot of news. Um, Oh boy. And so the Colorado Supreme Court this week ruled that said the former president can't be on the ballot. The website Lawfare is tracking um, the Trump cases. It says 4 states, Florida, Minnesota, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, have rejected claims of seeking to remove Republican front runner from being on the ballot. Boy, I'm all right. However, 13 others have cases pending filed by groups trying to block Trump. Now, what will happen if they get away with this? And they already have 13 others. And as we are looking at senators and Senate congressmen in states, they take one look and they're running it through the state. And then, of course, the Creighton and um, California Energy is now saying they can't do this. No matter what the feelings are, you need to get the seventh and episcopal. I think that's the word for it. To put whether to put in a politician or not. And if they're to put one in, it's standing. If they put one in that's not so right, they find enough, they can't pull them. So why now, a week before, where we start putting our necklaces or uh, 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 not only history artifacts and the gifts that we're going to buy that's patriotic. Are we going to be attacked? We don't know. Now, according to Miss Pierre at the press conferences, when they asked her about this a couple days ago, she said she didn't know. And they asked why we are burning down our flags. Why are we doing away with America? And she said, Joe Biden has nothing to do with this, but ho, ho, ho. Now, I took ho, ho, ho as prostitution of a hoe and a hoe and a hoe. Why is she doing this? Don't do ho, ho, ho when this is the worst our country's ever been. The worst. And they can't, at this point, it will take 6 months to a year to even fix it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They just don't know how to fix it. Well, how about we just take everything that this administration has put in and take it all out. Let's start fresh, even. Okay, that would be our best bet. It's not that I want to pull away from those that ran to different countries. Again, the problem is what I agree with is there is buses, planes, and trains loaded to where we have energy with those in boy, those in Athen countries. We have some in ours. We over and over again we have looked and looked and looked, and what we're finding is corruption. And when we bring up the corruption, it's slapped down. Now we actually have the proof. So, um, Oh boy. Well, I'm having so many issues here. All right. Um, no. Um, we're having this boy, we're having LGBTQT, whatever. They were caught and some were arrested for putting pornographic pews, books. Boy, I'm all tongue twisted today, Karen. They're putting books, magazines, and whatever into these libraries, the free libraries that you can go and get your kids from. They're putting pornographic books, magazines there. Now, there's been one, maybe more, they're not talking, arrested for this, which means they did something wrong. Why are they doing this? It's almost like those that are, when we now are starting to see Democrat going to the courts to grab up what they have for districts, and they've won. But get this, the Democrat voters agree with this. Or what kind of Democrats are these that's going to agree with hate, pornography, and war that isn't really right? Promoting um, um, riots, promoting drugs. They're promoting all of this, and we're saying us as uh, whether it's a Republican or independent said no, 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 this is wrong, guys, and they won't even listen to us. They turn us off. They get angry. They spit. They yell. They call us names when we try to tell them no, 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 this is wrong. And more, like even Biden signed in today for marijuana. He's going to let quite a few criminals that were arrested just for marijuana out. Now, I could kind of agree with that, but what kind of um, criminal history do they have? Well, it don't matter. Who cares what they've done? We're just going to let them all out because they're smoking weed. I think we need to start looking at them individually. And not only that, but even the migrants coming in, they don't even have a court date for 10, 12, 15 years from now. So if you're illegal, you're a criminal, you can basically, you can commit a crime and not get away with it. And then 10, 12 years from now, then you have to become a citizen. Where are we going to find them? Or are they going to be committing crimes throughout the United States? Or, what gets me is I keep looking at, and I watch this really close, uh, the migrants coming in through Mexico, and you see man, 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 another man, youth, man, 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 woman with a baby, man, 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 what? Male, male after male after male after male after male, and you go on and on and on and on. Well, there's a woman with a child. Why so many men? And then we're finding out quite a few have a terrorist um, affiliation. Why? Why are we letting these people in? We have more men coming over the border than we do Ukrainians fighting our war as men, or even Taiwan. We have more men fighting for these countries than we do coming across our border. And what if we decide we're going to go to war with China? How many of these men are going to actually stand up and fight? I don't think any of them. I think this is something that we should be looking at our national security of all these men coming around, because if we had more women, if it was 50-50, it'd be different. But We have men, lots of them, male men, male, 20, 30, 40, and then we have a woman. They're purposely doing this. And you know the thing about it, I seen one with glasses and one with these shoes that sparkle. Where'd they get the money for that? And if they got them, if they are wearing glasses and these expensive shoes, why are they fleeing their country? Oh, they say they're being treated horribly and they're starving. How'd they get these shoes? How'd they get the glasses? I know homeless people that can't get glasses because they don't qualify for it. These guys are coming fully dressed, glasses, whatever they need. While we have African Americans and blacks, Mexicans, whites that are on um, the system, food stamps and aid, because they can't make it. And here we got these coming over the border with all the luxuries that our homeless have never seen, even veterans. Even veterans. What? There's something not right here. Something smells fishy. And you know me, Karen knows me. When I get the fishy thing, it's like, oh no, I'm not going to go till I figure this out. Well, what I figured out was that we have too many migrants coming across our border that are getting for free, and at the same time, they're torturing and filming the electric. I'm sorry, um, are those of in our country the veterans. I'm going to look at veterans because this is really disturbing. That our veterans are homeless, and as they sit and watch now, all of these migrants are going homeless, so they're side by side. And I heard from a veteran that looked over and said, "So why are you here?" And they said, "You want to get some fentanyl?" Really? You want to get some fentanyl? Oh, no, I'm not stuck on fentanyl, he said. I'm looking at being able to make it here in the United States. Oh, we're going to get it because we were told, they said, we would get all the jobs before the Americans will. And by the way, do you still want to get that fentanyl? And then it was noted that they tell the people back in these countries, they send messages. The border's open. The border is open. There's something not right in this. And I'm agreeing with a lot of the GOP because I was starting to be disheartened. But when we look at what the GOP is dealing with this whole migrant situation, they have phones, they have cash. Of course, they got their life savings and they paid this cartel to get them through, or did they? Or did they? How many thought they could just do it for free? And they're coming in and they're being escorted through. Delta, American Airlines, is even flying them. You know what I thought was weird? Um, the majority of them, because I listened to this, they say we want to go to Chicago, we want to go to New York, we want to go to DC. Now we have the mayor saying we have way too many, so we can't allow this no more. Why are they picking Chicago? Why are they picking New York? When I looked, the increase of gangs or those finding those part of a gang is increasing, and they're loving these numbers. So what they're doing is they're joining gangs to do what? Now I tried to tell my grandchildren, I don't think they understand of this whole. They're going to come in and they could use this to start a civil war with migrants versus us. And I was trying to figure out a way to be able to bring this forward, but see now it's happening before our eyes because what are they doing? They went on vacation and they're saying that it's okay. They're not doing anything wrong. Okay. I'm going to keep going because otherwise boy, there's just so much to this, folks, that um, it's creating a whole different society for the American people. And not only that, but the trust of our government. The trust in our government has gone way down. And then they want to give pornographic material to kids. Oh boy, folks, this is just really disheartening of what we're seeing. And then, they're all for our elections to be messed up. Now, how many of these migrants are we going to find messed up? Well, when we've looked, we found out that the Democrats are saying how stupid the Republicans are because they are a big part of the Democrat Party. And what they're doing is you look at the Republican Party, and there's a way of changing um, um, changing tactics, like they're getting more area. But not only that, but they are even showing that they're able to get areas in their states taken over so that they can, when you go to vote, it would have been United States, but now it's the Democrat Party. It's not good. We're seeing more and more of a forced, I'm calling it a forced dictatorship. Isn't that right, William? Am I right on this? So I know William's watching. It's a forced Democrat Party um, decision to where they are trying to make us submit. They don't even, I get this, they even have protests now to tell people don't be an, uh, um, a Democrat, a party official, or a party to vote for. Just being here as a migrant or an accident or just being a Democrat. But it's I every day I sit here and why do they hate us so bad? Why? Because at one point I was kind of looking at becoming a Democrat in the 80s until I found out about the Clintons. And then I realized how corrupt it was. And now people are so stupid that they don't even want to realize the corruption that's right there in their face. Ah, okay. I told myself I wasn't going to do this tonight, folks. Um, Biden, like I said, pardoned thousands of people convicted for marijuana. Schiff, how is Schiff leading the polls? We know he's a liar. We know he's a cheat. We know he's been caught with dead people voting. But guess what? He's the lead 9 points. Are the Democrats crazy? Really? And I looked at the article more and more, and I read it over and over and over again. It just says he's ahead 9 points. Ha ha. He's ahead of Trump. Well, he's not running for president, but wow, it just shows the Democrat Party and those are blue. They're gonna be blue. They don't care. If they say blue and it goes to listening to the polls, they're going to listen to the polls and they're going to come back. They're going to be Democrat. Oh, so what? They say. Scary, scary. I'm going for the fact that Trump could win in the 2024. We could be looking at victims. Not only that, but we're looking at uh, those doing holiday cooking, holiday cooking, and talking to family members. And when we look at Adam Schiff, and then we're done with holidays, and we're done with them taking over congressional Senate areas, they're going to vote blue. Why? Because they're blue. And because they're blue, they're going to vote blue. It doesn't matter. They don't look at, hey, this candidate did this, this, and this. No, they're blue. It's in their heart. They're going to vote blue no matter what. And now there's more of them like this. Wow. Oh boy, I'm on a roll tonight, but I didn't want to be. Trudeau, Canada is opening up to refugees fleeing Gaza. Come one, come all, he said. So we could be looking at in Canada migrants from Gaza. Now, when asked, you know, if they're Syrian, if they're Iranian, if you run the background checks. Oh, we don't need to. We're going on good faith. That's got to be the biggest mistake I've ever heard. So in between Schiff and Canada, do we trust these guys? This Smith guy that was charging Trump. Come to find out, what he did was illegal and unconstitutional. This is gonna be taken to the Supreme Court, and we all knew that because Smith hired his own people to be able to go after the Trumps. And come to find out, the way he did it, or the coalition with state department and people, it shouldn't have been allowed. So are we going to be looking at next week? We should be seeing something to where it's been considered illegal. Now, we don't hear much about Assange, and hemmed and hawed on this. He's on his last appeal. Now, some people will go for, they like Assange, some don't. But he is going on his last appeal that is due in February. Whether you like him or not, we are looking at Adam Schiff and Schumer are the ones going after him. And do we need to back him up? Well, I've looked into it with Jason Goodman, and I'm not big on Jason Goodman anymore, but he's one of the ones that was letting a lot of smaller news organizations say, hey, you don't understand, read this, this, and this. Well, when I started reading what I was sent as well as what I gathered, I started realizing that the with Assange and his the people helping him, the junior high and high school are the ones that support him, and those are the ones that are protesting. Those are the ones that are looking at him and going against his beliefs to try to get him to where he is in the courts. Well, now we got the courts, and it's going on. This is his last appeal. This is his last appeal. And I looked through the Pappas. I've looked through what he has, the Patriot. Oh boy. Um, when I looked at what Assange has and his evidence and what we do to support Assange, he has told the truth. He has put forth everything he could have. In fact, ABC, NBC, CBS, and CBS, and NSNBC, they have used him, or they used him and promoted him for over a year. And now they're the same ones that said he did something wrong. What did he do wrong? He just told the truth. And now us as different groups. He's on his last appeal. I don't think he needs to be there. I really don't. It's just really sad that we see his own, I'm going to say partners, abuse him for what he's doing. And what is he doing? He's lying, he's cheating. And for him to already be ahead in the polls isn't right. Because in the 2020, when I was looking at it, I seen so many irregularities with his votes, the same way with Pelosi and Pelosi and Feinstein, and even what we seen with Nancy Pelosi, 110% win. No, something's wrong. And so well, it seems like they're using the same um, voting procedures or voting issues, all of them. In my own family, just looking at we have issues. And now they're finding it all over the United States, especially the red states. And what's even odd is they're finding it in the blue states. Oh boy. I'm going to try to get done with this quick. So, Poland. Poland is really odd because now they're storming news media and those that promote, like I do with the news, they're shutting them down. They're invading the offices, they're invading the studios, and they're grabbing up members and hauling them off for giving false info. And it's people just like me. Is that going to help or hurt Assange? He's hoping not, but he wants to prove that just because he was one or two, and then when he was younger and getting even into his teens and 20s and 30s, even though he was um, gathering info that were uh, politician um, uh, 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 what they call evils, um, propaganda. That's not what Assange is about. Because he was exposing them. He's the one that exposed Pizzagate, and they all said, "No, it's not true, not true, not true." Find out it was true. Boy, I'm tongue twisted tonight. Um, so now they're calling martial law to go after anybody that is considered right wing, independent, and all the way to they will even arrest people on Christmas if they have to. This CEU. When did the EU become communist? Well, they have. Oh yeah. Um, well, that is it. Boy, I wish I could have done a lot more for today. We had even more that's happening with Yemen, saying, come on, United States, and United States is basically going after Yemen. You know what's really weird is today when they were talking about those they caught coming over the border, Yemen, Oman, Syria, does that worry you? I hope it does because it's we got to have the worry for um, for us to be able to say that there isn't the right people coming through our borders, and even the ones lined up at the little border place. Since they close it at night, they're just jumping over the fences after that. They have to get in here. Why? Why do they have to get in here? There's something wrong. Okay, subscribe and hit that like button. And you guys have a wonderful Christmas. I know I'm planning on it. And starts tonight when I get done with my show. And I'm going all the way through the weekend. So, but if we do get an earthquake or something happening, I will come back and let y'all know. So subscribe and hit that like button. And come on back next because we're going to have some fun with trivia. Lots of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And so uh, come on back. Start this Friday and the New Year's. Um, New Year's, not just New Year's Eve, New Year's or New Year's, Christmas Eve, Christmas, and being with family and family coming into town. But you know what? We uh, we just need to have a lot of fun. Bring them on back for some trivia and tell them about investigator news.